Hidden away in the Castle Arcade, you can find the Coffee Barker. Here we offer a wide selection of teas and coffees, lemonades, cakes and sweets, and delicious sandwiches. Come and join us for a nice coffee here at the Coffee Barker. Joe's Ice Cream Parlour is located just next to Roath Park in the heart of Roath. We offer a wide selection of yummy flavours. We have caramel swirls, mint, strawberry, bubblegum, and our famous vanilla ice cream. Take a trip to Joe's Ice Cream Parlour next time you're in the mood for something cool and refreshing. Situated right in the atrium foyer is Cafe at Atrium. Open every Monday to Friday, the cafe caters to every need a hungry student could have. Here you can enjoy a hot cup of coffee, tea, or even hot chocolate. The cafe offers snacks for every moment during a busy day of studying. If you want some delicious cookies and cakes, the cafe has them. If you want something more savoury, the cafe also has sausage rolls, pizzas and sushi. And don't forget the fruit. It will help your mind feel clear and you feel healthy. The cafe is a great place for meetings with lecturers and fellow students, to have a chat or plan your next assignment. Whatever you need, the Cafe at Atrium has it.
I'm directing an adaptation of Henry IV. It's an adaptation of both parts, but turned into a single play. Shakespeare's plays continue to be popular, but in some ways the history plays are sometimes a bit neglected, and I think it's a shame because in a way you have the best of comedy and the best of tragedy in these plays, and they're also very relevant. And a play like Henry IV, about a divided nation and the sort of fault lines and civil war, feels like it's an incredibly relevant play to our own times. It's got 26 actors, which is quite unusual to see, I suppose, in most theatre these days. With the production, we've set it in a contemporary context, so it's modern day dress, but also we've got some nice comic elements. There's a karaoke scene and perhaps surprise elements people might not expect in a normal Shakespeare production.
I'm the stage manager, so that means I'm basically writing a lot of lists over what's going on. I need to know where everyone is, including actors, ASMs, the DSMs, and everything. I'm in charge of a group of second years who are helping tech as well. You should definitely come and see it. It's a really good fun production produced by the third year students of the Drama, Theatre and Media course. It's our last project of uni. We'll be working hard on it for the next 5 weeks, and you should totally come and see it.
Hi, I'm Ben Hayward. This is part 2 of Ben's Basement Film Review. Today I'm reviewing Amazing Spider-Man Part 2 and The Raid 2. Amazing Spider-Man Part 2 takes off from the first film. Andrew Garfield has got 3 villains to come up against. He's got Rhino, Green Goblin and Electro. Electro is played by Jamie Foxx. He's a really interesting character. He's really powerful, but he's kind of wasted in the film. Spider-Man kind of takes him out a bit too easily. And the problem with the film really is that it's very cluttered. There are 3 villains. You have Emma Stone comes in as Gwen Stacy, but all of their scenes are kind of intercut with villains, and there's not much emotional catharsis in the film because you never really get much time to develop their relationship. The film does look amazing though. It's very light-hearted. The tone of the film is kind of more towards the Marvel tone rather than like Dark Knight Rises or The Dark Knight. It is more for kids, Spider-Man 2. So if you liked films like Fantastic Four or maybe the first Iron Man film, then this is the film for you. And it's just a good blockbuster film, really. It's not a movie that you're going to recommend to everybody because it's just kind of one that you'll sit with your popcorn, munch away, enjoy the action, come out thinking that was a good film. The Raid 2, directed by Gareth Evans, is a sequel to his first film, The Raid. The Raid was a smash hit in 2011. It was made with just a £1 million budget. The Raid 2 is not your typical action martial arts film. It's actually, the scope of it is so much bigger. He's got at least 3 gang members and cartels, and they're all fighting to control the Indonesian underground. The main character, played by Iko Uwais, he just kicks so much ass. The fight scenes are amazingly shot. You've got sweeping long takes. There's a long take inside a prison that lasts about 8 minutes. The camera just weaves in and out of the action. And because all of the actors are actually trained martial artists, you haven't got any of the awkward pauses. You never feel like you're watching acting. You actually feel like you're in there, in the action, and you believe it. It's a very grueling, brutal film, and it runs at 2.5 hours. So if martial arts isn't your thing, maybe give it a miss. But for martial arts enthusiasts, this is the creme de la creme of action movies. So that's it from me, and that's my second part, or I'm rounded up. Amazing Spider-Man, it's a good film, but it's nothing to shout about. Raid 2 is a great film for martial arts enthusiasts, and go and see it. If you want to read more of my reviews, go to www.bensbasement.co.uk or follow me on Twitter @bensbasement with 2 T's.
Sometimes I miss not being foreign. Because I've been here for 2.5 years now, but I often feel that there are things that need explaining to me, or that I need to explain things to people. I feel like there should be a little book with explanations about my life. Because when I'm here, I always have to explain things we do in Denmark, my culture, to my friends and to Jack and Jack's family. And when I'm back home, I have this whole new life now that I have to explain to them all the time. So I've found recently that it's like whenever I talk, I just make a little explanation on the end of it. So I said to Jack the other day, oh yeah, so it's St. Patrick's Day, that's the Irish patron saint day. And Jack's like, why are you explaining this to me? But well, in third year, there's not really been much uni time because of the modules that I chose. Especially after Christmas, I've mainly moved over to tutorials. But I am making a film for performance media. I'm writing a script, like a feature-length script. And we're doing a couple of presentations and things for the other 2 modules. But I've not really had a lot of lectures and sort of in-class time in general. I mean, you just come in for tutorials and then go home and sit in my bedroom and work. You 2 were orphans. Your parents, what, is it fire or something?
Yeah.
Which I think links back to the reason for trying to set that guy on fire.
Possibly, yeah.
But yeah, you lost your parents in a fire and you've kind of been sent from foster home to foster home.
Okay.
Thank you for following me around today. I'm now going to go home and put my PJs on and lounge around.
Almost 4 years ago now, I decided to move from Sweden to study media production in Cardiff. I've always wanted to study media, and studying abroad would be both a challenge for myself and an amazing experience. But sometimes I wonder what it would have been like to study in Sweden. I went back home to talk to my friend Elin, who graduated a year ago, to see how her education has been and if she always knew she wanted to study in Sweden.
When I was trying to decide what uni to go to, I looked at several ones here in Sweden, but I couldn't find anyone that I really wanted to go to. So I looked in the UK and I found university in South Wales. But did you ever look for something abroad, or did you just decide you wanted to be in Sweden?
When I decided to be a preschool teacher, I guess I never thought about